But like in terms of like role models growing up, I didn't really think I had a role model growing up, and that's so weird too because like to even take off like the element of like you just think about society for a second, right? How weird is it? Do you think that a lot of guys grew up without role models, and like what do you think that like, and that's basically a big question. So get ready, so big question here. What do you think that? How do you think that affects guys growing up to become men when we don't have role models? And like, how do you think that even like in the future is gonna show up in society?
So like, how do I think it's gonna affect the future? I mean, see it like this: some people will struggle. Like the strong will persevere, and then the weak will obviously struggle.
Damn.
I'm not really on some like 300 Spartan shit. Just like, like I'm not trying to make you get what I mean.
That's the babies that aren't like that aren't,
Bro.
you know what I
Back
mean?
into the bushes
Back
and
into the
everything.
bushes, like, for the animals and prey.
Literally, man. But now it's just more of like, see it like this: you having a father or like a man, a role model in your life will definitely help you succeed. But the whole point of life is both independence and codependence. You can't be too codependent.
Say that again.
Or independence and codependence.
Nah, that was a bastard. Going like
Yeah, I made it deep. No. I'll write that down.
Maybe deep that shit still like keep that down.
No, but it's true, like, because you got to deep it. You can't rely on people to bring you up, but it does obviously come out as a perk, because it's something which I even deeped as well. Sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, I'd kind of rely on people on certain things instead of just taking initiative and thinking of like, okay, let me do this for myself, and if I don't learn from it, how can I learn? How can I bounce back? So that's why I was saying it's like, obviously when it comes to the younger generation, it may be a lot more difficult, mainly because of the fact that I feel that at least in the West, a lot of not children but youngers are kind of like, they're softer. I don't think all of them. A lot of people would obviously be alright. It's not like everyone's gonna be fucked, but it's just they're not built like they were back in the day.
100%. Okay, here's a question then. What's one thing that you had to learn in order to become a man? Like one thing that you had to like come to terms with for you to be able to realize that you, like you said, have your own independence, but also like made you into the kind of man you are today.
I feel like one of the things you kind of need to have is like a moral basis. It's like two things: morality and then your own. There's not even desires, but your own something that's, I'm trying to think of the right word.
Like interest or like your own passion, or
not even passion, but something that benefits you. So it's
Okay,
like
yeah.
prioritizing yourself, but also having morality.
Okay.
If you're able to balance those two factors, then I'd probably say that you'll be worthy to be saying that you're a man. And even myself, I wouldn't even say like, I'm not saying I'm not a man, but I still feel like there's a lot of things I still need to learn. But the reason why I say priority and morality is because priority is like doing and what's in your best interest. So for example, if in your best interest is to, I don't know, let's say you're in a workplace and you're being competitive with other people there, you're not going to be nice and then be like, okay, let somebody else succeed in this because I'm friends with them. You need to be selfish and put yourself first. But at the same time, you also need to have a good moral basis. Like for example, if you're in a scenario where you had to pick with like, I don't know, spending time with your family or going out, like obviously the morally right, okay, that's not really as deep. Let me think of a better one. It's like, let's say it's like, I don't know,
like snaking a person, or it will become
Yeah,
successful yourself or something.
yeah, so like probably like I don't know, cheating someone for success. Like if you're not in a scenario where you feel like you need to do it, then there's no, I mean, yeah, if you're not in a scenario where you feel like you need to do it, you shouldn't do it. If you're in a scenario where you do need to do it and it's like your life is at risk, then it's a different scenario. Because the main reason why I say that, it's like, for example, sometimes people do their own things for their own benefits, you know, and that could come with a lot with emotion and relationship. It's like you can probably not say what's really on your mind. And that's why I'm saying it's like those type of things kind of make you either a man or not. Obviously the same kind of applies for a girl as well. Like
yeah, nah, but I mean, like we talk about girls all the time. Like I get, like I want to start a conversation about like, because I think you're right. The younger generation doesn't have anything. Well, I didn't even when I was growing up. I was like, this is how you be a man. These are the things you need to do. These are the, and I know it's like, manosphere, but it's important because these conversations need to be had with everyone, so then people get different perspectives. Maybe don't listen to me. Maybe I'm not right. I just know my own way. But like, if you just piece together enough information from everyone else, then you should be able to find your own way through that.
No,
you know?
facts.
Yeah, and okay, to kind of like define, well, what would you say makes a man? Like, how would you define, like not like just a man, but like a competent, reliable kind of man that you want to be in 20 years? So like, okay, the better question. Say you put yourself 20 years in the future. What kind of man do you want to be? How would you define that kind of person?
Somebody who's at least financially stable, so I can at least look after like my family, or at least the people around me that are like close to me. I want to also be able to just be able to have like a good moral compass, kind of have a good understanding of how the world works, know how to kind of like adapt in certain scenarios, be able to read social signals and be able to know when to say things and not when to say things, not like a robot but just in a sensible kind of aspect.
Understanding, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe potentially being at a point where it's like, oh yeah, obviously this is what's succeeding in my goals, like obviously the comics and everything else, but also being able to be at a point where it's like, I'm not trying to be on some like Mother Teresa stuff, but if I can obviously help people out, I would like be happy to do that.
Yeah.
So
what do you want a family?
Yeah, of course, that'd be great. The only reason why I said is because it's like, obviously having a family is a beautiful thing, but you just need to find like the right girl first. So like,
but by 40 years old, you think you would have found the right
oh
girl,
right? yeah. I just think it's just, I don't know, that whole thing, it's like, that's in the future.
It's a bit techie.
Yeah, because it's like the only thing with family is like, family is a beautiful thing, but maybe I've just been watching too much like, what's it called, Empire, but like sometimes I just see like toxicity and then I'm like, no, family's good. What am I talking about?
Yeah, nah. Okay, let me relate to that. Let me say, because I know they're gonna look at you mad, but I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think, like, to answer my own question, 20 years now, what kind of person do I want to be? What kind of man do I want to be? Sorry, I think definitely religion should be more important. Like, I want religion to be at the forefront. I know that in time, like, wherever I'm going, the path I'm heading down, that like that's going to be important in my role somewhere. When you talk about morality, that's what I think. I think like you need something to stabilize you, especially as a man, because if you don't fear anything, then you can do anything. Like literally, like it's actually crazy out here for guys. Like guys be doing crazy shit because there's no morality inside of them to know that actually I'm not going to do this thing because I have a code within myself. Because otherwise you can do anything. There's so many girls, but it's like you don't need to do that because in the long run that actually not going to be good for you. And I think I definitely want a family. I think I agree with what you're saying because it's difficult, especially now we're so young. You can want a family, but like you have to put that stuff together. It's not just like an idea in your head. You actually have to go out and do it.
Facts. That's part of the reason. Sorry, but I just wanted to say that's why I was hesitant, because it's like people are like family this and that, but you need to understand like family isn't just about having something that you created, because everyone is different. They have their own personalities. Your perception of what you want in a family, you need might not be how you get it. So you need to just be able to learn to love them. That's why I felt like I was being hesitant, because I want to be able to mentally grow. So it's like when I'm old enough to have children, when I have my kids, I'm going to be at a point where it's like I can accept them for how they are.
Yeah, 100%.
And have a healthy relationship.
100%. And to even base off that too, it's like I think it's going to be so interesting for us because like we want to be successful. Like I've seen a lot of successful people, what they do is that like they kind of like give up their family to be successful. And that's a difficult thing. You've seen in power, even like they do all the stuff they need to do to keep them safe, but then they end up hating them because of the stuff they do, so it's like that's a tug of war. Like I want to be there for my family and be always present, but sometimes I won't be able to because I have big dreams and I've got things that I've started since before I even met this family, met this woman. So it's like I want to keep on going that way. So that's a difficult and new challenge that I think our generation is having to face. Where it's like, probably they had to face it before, but our generation especially, because family is not pushed on us. If you want a family, you have to really go out there and get it yourself, create yourself. And it's like, but we also want to be successful. We also want to do things in our life and actually achieve stuff. So it's like, it's a difficult balance, what I'm saying. And it's like, it's really interesting. And it's like, I don't know. Okay, question for you then. I think another important part as you get older and older is the people that you keep around you. Like the kind of friends that you have. Talk to me about like how your friends have influenced the kind of person you are today, and like how do you think like the people around you are gonna support you, or like what role they're gonna play in the future person you're gonna become.
I felt